Hey, what's up, everyone? It's your boy Drayko the Psychic here, and today I'm here with whoever this guy is.
Tim.
Tim. Okay, so Tim, you were at locals and you topped, and you did what?
I've topped with Herald to Perfection.
Okay, so negate dot deck basically.
Basically.
All right, so let's see the deck and how'd you get.
Alright, so for starters, we have 3 Herald to Perfection. Pretty standard. Not once per turn, not once per chain. 2800 defense, a big booty. Most of the time, you're going to have it in defense.
But he doesn't look thick with all that defense.
Sir, yes it is. Okay, then we have Benton, our tribute fodder for Herald most of the time.
All right.
Benton is not also once per turn. When it's tributed, you search for a light fairy, which can be pretty much the entire deck. Then we have Saphira.
Can we do this on your playmat?
We got Saphira. She's basically recovery, or she can rip a card out of your opponent's hand during the end phase. Every end phase, if you negate something because you send a light card from your hand to the graveyard.
Wait, what?
Yep, every end phase. Or you can draw 2, discard 1 if you're trying to fix your hand.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so basically the lockdown is Herald and Christia. With Christia, if you have 4 fairies engraved, you can special summon it, and then you add one of the fairies from your graveyard to your hand.
So that's another negate.
So you basically have like 2 negates.
So the only thing you really want to negate is something that will
Sir, this is on our profile. So with Herald and Christia, they can't play the game because they can't special summon. So basically, you only negate things that threaten Herald or Christia.
Okay. So what are they, Dark Ruler?
Well, you cry. But we have a spicy tech in the side deck for that.
Okay.
All right.
Is it Time Thief Retrograde?
No.
Okay.
Then we have our Yuja engine, which is 3 Agent of Creation Venus and 3 Mystical Shine Balls. Basically, this is a 1-card Yuja because you pay 1500 life points to summon all 3 Shine Balls from deck. And then you summon, one is Link Spider, and then the other is Imduck. Then you have 4 monsters with different names, and then you summon Yuja. And
nice. This combo always works because...
And it fixes my hand all the time. I just get rid of cards that don't get me to another Herald. Most of the time, I summon Herald and search Venus. And then with Venus, I get another way to make another Herald, which is another Ben 10 search. I can either make another Herald or another Saphira. And then I get 2 searches. And with the Venus combo, there is 4 fairies engraved. So you can just summon Christia with her own effect, instead of using Soryuja's effect.
Nice.
Okay, so that's that engine. I actually did play through 2 Solemn Strikes with the field spell that I'll show in a bit, and Venus, because you can revive off of the field spell. Then we have our Star Seraph engine.
Stick chair.
Or stick chair. So the combo with stick chair, and they're all fairies, is you have both of these in your hand. Normal summon this. The effect is to search for one of these. You can't search stick. And then you chain to the effect to search with chair. Chair, you can summon it from your hand if you normal or special summon Scepter or any Star Seraph, and then you get to draw a card. So you draw one, you search for this. In the chain, you summon to this. So you can chain to this summon and summon this, draw another card. Now you have 3 level 4s, and you can XC summon into Deltaros or Ouroboros.
Yeah, because if I remember, there's a restriction on them, right?
So 2 cards, search a card, draw a card, draw a card. So you didn't neg anything.
You never nagged.
And with the summon, if you destroy a card, because if you use Scepter for XC summon that requires 3 or more materials, it gives the Xyz monster the ability to destroy a card in the field and draw a card. So you draw 3 cards off of the stick chair combo.
Yikes.
Yeah.
And I think that's a plus because you destroy a card.
It's a +1. The entire combo is a +1.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
In card economy.
Yeah, so then we have the Dawn of the Herald, which summons Herald. Engrave, you can banish it to add one of the attributed materials back to your hand. So basically, you summon Herald, and then you get a negate because you add Benten back to your hand. So you search with Benten, and then you add Benten back to your hand.
All right.
So the chain link is actually Benten chain link 1, Dawn of the Herald chain link 2, so they can't Ash Benten.
Chain block.
But if they do Ash Benten, you have Herald anyway. Then we have Hymn of Light, which is for Saphira. So Hymn of Light is a ritual protection like Balinx, so it's basically Balinx Engrave. Then we have one of the best cards in the game right now is Pre-Preparation Rites. It's a 1 card, search for 2 cards.
I know, it's a
How is that bad? Like, what the heck? You can also get a ritual monster from grave, and then you add a ritual spell, and then you add the ritual monster in the ritual spell. So you can also search for Saphira.
Yeah, that's really nice. And is that like your Ash bait?
This is not my Ash bait. If this gets Ashed and I don't have the call by, I'm almost dead.
Oh, okay.
Most of the time. But if the activation gets negated, like totally awesome, I can just activate another one.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Because you can only activate once per turn. But if the activation is
you know what's
negated,
funny?
just do another one.
You know what's funny? If they go spell this, you can actually activate another one because it doesn't negate effect; it negates activation.
Then we have Preparation Rites. Then we have Extra Foolish.
Oh yeah, the card that if you go into time, when you're going into time, this is not the card you want to play. Right?
In this game, I don't care about life points.
Oh, yeah,
I go down
right.
to like 2,500 in the first turn, and I don't care because this searches a missing combo piece, and this can pop a card. Like, I never resolve 3 in a game, but like that's why I only have 3 targets.
So how come you don't play Zaborg?
Why would I play Zaborg when I can play Christia? It's also not a fairy. What the heck?
Well, yeah, but you can just destroy itself and then send 3 Herald of Arc Lights.
No. Yeah, so you can only activate one of these per turn, but you got to be careful if we don't run any traps, so we don't release that cards. But if you side in like judgments and stuff like that to like out Nibiru, then Dark Ruler no more. I'm sorry. So yeah, there's also a combo with the field spell. The field spell, or Las Vegas.
Wait, what?
It's Las Vegas. Look, you get married.
Oh yeah, there's like.
Yeah. So once per turn you can discard a spell, search for a light ritual monster or ritual spell. So if you have this and the ritual spell, you can discard the ritual spell, search for whatever you need, activate this, search for Benten or Herald, and then you search the other and you grab this from grave and you have the combo.
Nice.
Its second effect is actually like real MVP. You target a light fairy in your graveyard, shuffle that many spells, special summon it. So that's how I played through Solemn Strike, because I striked my Venus, but I had 3 spells engraved, so I just summoned it again. And they wasted 1,500 life points. And then I just did my Sarguja combo. Then we have Terraforming to search, obviously. Plus it's another spell in the grave for revival effects.
That's secret.
Mm-hmm. And obviously Droll's running around, Ash is running around. If they Ash pre-prep, you're dead in the water. So we play 3 Called Pies.
Yeah. I mean, it would suck.
Yes, yeah. Droll sucks against this deck, or Droll is amazing against the deck. I just don't like facing Droll. So that's the main deck. Now for the extra deck. We saw earlier the Link Spider, Imduck, and Soyuja. Imduck is just the name because it requires a normal monster. Link Spider, if you have a Shine Ball in hand, which happens often, you can use Link Spider's effect to summon a Shine Ball to the zone it points to, and you get to keep 500 life points instead of the 1,500. And then we have Intis, 2 Arclight. Arclight is our extra foolish target. This is also our extra foolish target. If this is sent, you get to pop a card, which is really good against floodgates, like there can only be one, or Vanity's Ruler, like with Necross.
If it's sent to the graveyard by anyway.
Yes. So most people run Gildagra, which I personally don't like because I don't like the boards that it ends on.
Come on, telekinetic.
You can also summon this off of the field spell, and then you can Xyz summon into like Dweller or something. I've never summoned Dweller, but I know that I have that option.
Also, it's like another negate, right?
Yes, it's also a Macrocosmos, but it works against Herald because you can't send a fairy to the graveyard if this is on the field.
I like how it's part of an archetype that negates, but it doesn't help its boss monster.
Yeah, so we have Deltaros, we have Orcus Worst Nightmare, we have Ouroboros, and Abyss Dweller.
Okay, so why is this Orcus Worst Nightmare?
First, we'll start with this.
Okay.
So, Deltaros, when it's Xyz summoned, while it has material, your opponent can't respond to normal or special summons. So, if the summon is not negated and it's summoned with Scepter, you get to pop a card without response.
That's fun.
And I was facing a true Drayko guy last format, and he tried to Super Poly, and I told him he can't respond. So I was going to target another card, and I just changed the target to Super Poly. So, so he saved me with that. I was facing a Magical Musket guy. He let me do the stick chair combo, even though he had traps in his hand. And I just summoned Deltaros, thinking he was going to like destroy it with Desperado. And I just destroyed his thing because he can't respond. And then he couldn't play any traps from his hand because he only summoned one and passed.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And it also gets the effect to detach one, destroy another card. You don't get to draw off that one, but it's pretty good. Diamond, during main phase 2, so not during the first turn, you can put this on Deltaros. It locks both players out of Foolish Burialing, like sending a card from the deck to graveyard. If you add a card from the graveyard to the hand, it's banished instead. And if you can detach one to negate a dark monster effect. That's not once per turn.
That sucks.
So if you like detach one off Deltaros, and then you summon this, it has 3 materials. So you have 3 dark monster negates.
Yeah.
So Orcus say no. What else says no? Burning Abyss says no. They can't mill anyway. Should all say no.
Invoked.
Ouroboros. We summon Ouroboros if we want to rip a card out of their hand the first turn. Because this sends a card from their hand to the graveyard, not discarding it. So if it gets a discard effect, it doesn't activate. That's mainly what it's used for, to make sure they don't have resources. And then Dweller. I've never summoned this, but I always have the option to. Because with the chair, you can only use it for 3 or more Xyz material monsters. I've heard some people use the Mathmech Laplacian, but I just don't have that card. Next, we have some links that I don't normally use, which is IP. Borreload is my out to like Chaos Max and like Avermax. Borrelsword just ends games fast. Then we have Hippo Shinnigan and Deco Talker.
Why are we playing Deco Talker?
Deco Talker, it's pretty good. If you only have Stick Chair and you don't have a way to get to Herald and you already have Christie on hand, you can Stick Chair. So the Stick Chair combo gets you 3 fairies on field, right?
Yeah.
This is a fairy. So you link 2 of them into this, then you have this and another chair.
Oh my gosh.
You can link again into this, and there's 4 fairies in grave.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I never thought of that.
Yep. So that's the extra deck.
Is there a side?
Where'd I put it? Yep, here we go. Okay, so
Oh, the unsleeves.
Dark Blue no more.
I guess
So you get to play.
Well, they don't get to play?
Twin Twister. Twin Twister is pretty good. It's another spell. You can discard something. If you have pre-prep, you can discard a ritual spell. And then you can regular prep and grab the ritual spell back. So this is basically a destroy 2 cards for free. Then we have Judgment to negate Dark Ruler no more. This is the Lost Art.
Nice.
Oh, these 2, this one isn't. So our out to Dark Ruler no more, because that's basically the only thing that hurts us besides Sphere Mode. Forbidden Lance. I was going to use Forbidden Lance instead of Judgment. Or it's just another card that I can play that doesn't have my life points. So you can use this on Christia, so they can't special summon anyway. Because you don't really want to negate stuff if they can still special summon. Because they can just Kaiju Still, they can lava golem. So you want to keep them from special summoning, but you don't really need Herald because there's more like ways to get rid of Herald.
All right.
Then we have Red Reboot. Self-explanatory. I can't do anything against set 5 pass. You know, if they have a floodgate, I just may lose, may not lose. Then we have Lancia against Orcus. This could be replaced with Droll. I just don't have Droll. But yeah, that's the deck profile.
All right. So, any thoughts on this deck?
It's going to be really good. It's really cancerous. You may or may not lose friends if you play this deck. Yeah, Herald is negate.deck. Basically, I played against this one guy. He made me go first. I did the combo, 2 Herald, Yuja, Christia, and then he scooped. Game 2, made me go first, did the same thing. I was playing solitaire. Like, this deck is so really consistent. Like, I just had 2 different hands, did the same result. And there's just a lot of draw power. But yeah, there's really funky combos with it.
Yeah.
I have a lot of
Any
fun.
changes you would make to this deck?
I did play the Eva package at one point, but I replaced it with Saphira. I might play Eva when Diviner comes out, so I have more negates. Because when I played Eva one game, I had 7 negates in hand.
7 negates?
And they had 5 cards. And I also had Christia.
What are you going to do around that?
Because Eva is 3 negates by itself. Eva, when it's sent to the graveyard, you can banish 2 other light fairies and add 2 level 2 or lower fairies with different names from your deck. So Eva 1 negate. Eva's effect, get 2 more fairies.
That's gotta suck for your opponent.
And I was playing against zombies, and since Herald isn't once per chain, I had like a chain 6. I had a link 6.
Chain 6?
Yeah, they activated a card, I negated, they did Balderush, I negated, they did the other Balderush, I negated that.
Oh my gosh.
It was like Zombie World doesn't kill Herald, but it kills some things like the field spell, which doesn't really matter. Like if you already have Herald out. But yeah, I just wreck zombies. I wreck a lot of other things. Like Luna Lights. I mean, most decks, if they can't special summon, and if they can't out Herald, like they're just dead. Like evenly matched, negate. Like
why even bother?
Imperm, negate.
Why
like,
even bother?
Like and plus the board. If I summon Herald under Saryuja, it gains plus 300. Christia plus 300, so it's at 31. Like what normal summon gets over 31?
Nothing.
What normal summon gets over 3100 defense? Like the only out is Sphere Mode, which I've only been Sphere Moded once.
By me.
I've been Dark Rulered, I think 3 or 4 times. People run that card at locals just because of me. Like they can't out the board. Like if they don't have the out, they just lose.
This is why we need to go to Arlington locals.
So 31 plus 28 plus 18 or 21 plus a normal summon, like you're dead. Like you don't get to play the game and then you die next turn.
So, yeah. Too many negates.deck. Herald Diviner.
You came to Yu-Gi-Oh to not play Yu-Gi-Oh. You're welcome.
Yeah, I paid money for this.
You paid money to sit there and lose.
No. You paid money just to watch you play solitaire. You said it yourself, but you were just playing solitaire.
I was playing solitaire.
It's like what Kaiba said in the anime. I have much more of a challenge playing solitaire.
This deck bricks like 10% of the time. That's pretty good, right?
I know, right?
A brick could be like a chair and then a shrine ball.
I remember you were
Everything else is great.
I remember you were also playing Celestial Observatory.
Yeah, I didn't like that because the put back on the deck is cost. So if they ash that, you're -2 and you have 3 cards in hand. Like, what do you do? I did play Pot in the beginning, but I didn't like Pot of Desires because we only have 1 Christia. Like
Then play 3 Christians.
pot's good if at the end of your combo you just
All right, go ahead.
be sure to hit that bell and notification when you hit subscribe.
Yeah, please subscribe to this channel. Hit that like button down below.
Hit that like button, and then I'll do more deck profiles in the future.
Yeah. By the way, that's Tim, not Drayko. So if you're thinking that I'm a ginger, think again.
This is Tim the Ginger.
Tim the ginger. You know what? I'll give you a hint of what I look like. So I had a face reveal with my friends online on Discord by accident, and then they compared me to Fortnite from Ninja.
Can't confirm. It does look like Ninja.
Frick you. Okay. Comment down below what would you like to see next, and we'll see you guys in the next episode.
Okay, bye.
It's peace.